Welcome to Chapter 2, Downloads and Installs. This is Lesson 10, Installing Your Audio Interface for Windows. Welcome to Sam's Music Room. I'm Sam. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope everyone is doing well. Chapter 2 deals with downloading and installing all of the necessary software to start recording. Cool. The logical place to start is our audio interface. So let's go to the computer and get started. This is the 11 rack. It's a USB 2 audio interface that we're going to install, and we're going to install it on Windows 10. So let's go to our Windows icon. Click on the Windows icon. We're going to scroll down to Windows System, and it's alphabetical, so look toward the bottom. Click on Windows System and then click on Control Panel. And there is your Control Panel. In Control Panel, we're going to look for Device Manager. It's alphabetical, so look for D. Click on the Device Manager. When that opens, on the left there, we're going to scroll down to Sound, Video, Game Controllers. And I've closed it, and I'm going to open it again. Click on Sound, Video, Game Controllers. Right-click on Realtek Audio to disable, but you notice it says Enable, because I have it disabled. So since I have it disabled, let's look at Realtek USB and disable that. Right click on Realtek USB, choose Disable Device, click Yes. In your control panel, scroll to Sound, it's alphabetical. Click on Sound to show active outputs, that's your default tab. So there's your outputs. You can enable and disable outputs with a right click. You can choose the recording tab to see the inputs, and again you can disable by right-clicking. You can choose the sound tab to control Windows sounds. Here it's going to be set on Windows default, and we want to choose no sounds. We don't want any sounds interfering with our audio interface. Click Apply. Click OK, and now look down to the bottom right and you'll see that the sound icon is off. That's X'd out because you no longer have sound available. So now what we're going to want to do is download our driver so we can get this USB 2 device working. So let's go to Downloads, and this is the 11 rack driver, but let's create a folder here. So we right click in the empty area of our downloads, click New, and we name it 11 rack. And what we want to do, and we're getting in the habit of here, is keeping everything organized. So now we're going to download the 11 rack driver and the 11 rack editor and even the 11 rack manual, and we're going to put them all in the folder in the download file marked 11 rack. Everything will be saved there. So when we want to go open something up to install, we know right where to look. So now we're in the downloads folder. There's the 11 rack folder. We're going to open that folder. We're going to click on the install folder. We're going to open the folder by clicking on it, and then we're going to click on the install file and follow the prompts. This is going to install the driver for the 11 rack. So we click we agree, we click yes. Now you'll notice on the bottom right the speaker icon is no longer X'd out because your audio interface is now working. To view the installs, go to the Windows System Control Panel, and there's the 11 rack icon. You can click on the 11 rack icon and it opens up a control panel, and in here you can change the buffer size and a few other things. You can also do that from the front of the 11 rack, but it's a little bit easier to do it here. Now we're going to click on the download folder and click on the 11 rack editor folder and then click on the editor install file. This will install the editor for the 11 rack. This is mostly for the guitar setup in there, allowing you to see on the computer what you can't see on the front panel of the 11 rack. But let's install it quickly and I'll give you a look. So we follow the prompts on agree and next and create a desktop icon here. If I click that, now you can see the amplifiers and all of the reverbs, etc. that are on there for the 11 rack editor. Again, this is mostly to operate the guitar side of it. It's not as relevant to the audio interface, but it's a good thing to at least take a look at. So we have now installed the 11 rack audio interface onto our computer. It's going to control all the sounds now from the volume on the front panel. We're good to go. Okay, that's the end of lesson 10. We know how to install the drivers for our audio interface, get everything set up on our computer to get sound from our new audio interface. Thanks so much for joining me. If you like the videos, please subscribe. Look for a new video every Friday, and I'll look for you next time on Sam's Music Room. Bye now.